Hey YouTube, MikeCheq here. So like many of y'all, I am a Ryobi fan. I think they're pretty solid for the average DIYer. Anyhow, I'm here dealing with my string trimmer, and I've noticed that Ryobi is horrible with instructions on how to remove this, I believe you call this a bump feed head here. And they're horrible because they show instructions on how to replace it with the other aftermarket or upgraded bump feed header. So I figured I want to show y'all how I did it from beginning to the end, from removing this particular original bump feed uh, string trimmer head and put the other one on. So first thing first, I do have the expanded collection, so I know they say to remove the battery, but I removed the battery and just took it apart. I didn't want to do with the long string trimmer. So on this particular head, you can see the tabs here, you can see the tabs here, so you just squeeze it, it pops right out. Here's the original head. I'm out of string, so I'm going to replace that anyway. Put this over here. I'm going to pull this out. Now, a lot of y'all was stuck in how to remove this rotating head. And again, Ryobi dropped the ball because they usually start with this already off, and then they start telling you how to put the new bump feed head, and they are causing a lot of headaches. So I've noticed you can see the screw here, and you see that little hole there. Now when you buy the new bump feed trimmer head from the Real Easy line, it comes with this little metal rod, and you stick it in there, and you notice that when you stick it in there, it stays in one spot. Now in order to remove this head, I believe you're going to go counterclockwise. So you go in, oh, you know what, I'm wrong. You go clockwise, and there you go. Comes right off. Make sure you hold that ring, and there you go. Now, to put the new head in, going to come like this. You got to make sure you unlock it. Now I have the 40-volt expanded string trimmer, so it has this black little bolt here. I know some of y'all have the longer one. I believe that's the 18-volt. I'm not quite sure. You may need to look into that, but this is strictly for the 40-volt expanded string trimmer. So you're going to need to get this little nut that they include, and on this bottom plate you're going to stick that nut in there. It's only going to fit one way. You just push it through. And if you notice on the old string trimmer, which is this one, it has the nut inside of it. You can see it right there. So you're basically duplicating it with the new bottom plate. So again, you're going to put this in there, and this time you're going to tighten it counterclockwise until it grips. Now I do recommend that we put the little locking pin in there again to just keep it in place. Come on. There we go. There we go. Tighten, tighten, tighten. There we go. Alright. Want to keep this lined up. And then with the included spring, just pop it in there like that. Now this is the new bump feed head. I did already used it this morning, but this is how it comes. Put that in there. So just pop that spring back in there. Now you want to make sure these arrows, and you notice how this spring gonna go right outside the little groove, and then you're gonna twist. See that? Let me do it again. This spring goes in the outside of this ring, so like that. Then you're gonna squeeze and then twist. Alright, so now you have the new bump feed head installed. Now to put that string in, you gotta line this up. So you see an arrow here, an arrow there. Now it does come with an included 0.95 string. I do happen to like this 9.5 string over the original, I think 0.80. It rips less and it cuts through thicker grass a lot easier. Now you're supposed to stick it in here. It'll come out on the other end. Sometimes it doesn't. You have to give it a shot. Or sometimes, I mean, this time I got lucky, but this morning I had to go back to this one and it would come out here. And it's just like tying a shoelace. You make sure that both ends are you know, even length. And then you get this little tool to crank it clockwise. You know, and they'll go all the way in so you can feed the entire string, and then you're all set. Now, however, my actual goal this morning was to use the serrated blade replacement with the Ryobi Plus bump feed head, but to my unbeknownst to me, it required a different bump feed head. It doesn't work with this one. I thought, well, it's Ryobi Plus, it'll work, but they're completely different heads. And if you look for the serrated blade, this is what the head looks like. It's a different bump feed head that has this other string that doesn't feed. It's a fixed length and it'll stay there and you just replace it. But I'm interested in this because I have some really thick grass that I want to cut easier with this serrated blade. But there you go, folks. Bump feed head replacement on the 40-volt Ryobi expanded string trimmer. It could be the straight string trimmer, but it's for the 40. You have to have the 40-volt version. I'll have all the links in the description below. Like and subscribe if you like this video. I'd like to keep this thing going, and hopefully I'll be posting some more videos. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.